Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Katelyn and happy end of Pride. I am a little late on this month's Pride Dragons. It has been a crazy month, guys. There's a lot of moving parts right now happening in my life, but I wanted to get some Pride Dragons out for this year and do a few more flag designs, and I was really excited to tackle these. You guys really liked my Pride Dragons last year, and I was excited to do more of them, and you guys left a lot of great feedback on which flags I should tackle next. So today we're doing 5 more flags to add to our Pride Dragon collection, but I would love to know what flags I should do next. So at the end of this video, please leave it down in the comments if there's a flag that you're wanting to see me do, or one that you identify with. I would love to know down in the comments. But anyway, let's get started and jump into this year's Pride Dragons. Okay, so first up, we're gonna do the demisexual pride flag for our first dragon. So I did hit record a little bit late, so we missed a little bit of the sketch in here, but I hope you'll forgive me. You didn't miss too much, it was just some of the initial layout. But either way, for this one, I knew that the Demi flag is in the asexuality spectrum, but I wanted to make sure it was different enough from our original ace dragon. It has similar colors to the asexual flag, but then it also has that black triangle as well. So I wanted to have that highlighted in the design. I thought it would work really well within the wings as kind of like a pattern. And then from here, I was just trying to kind of bridge the gap between having it kind of similar to our original ace dragon, just because, like I said, Demi is within the asexual spectrum. So I wanted it to be kind of similar, but I didn't want it to be too close, so then it was obvious and you could differentiate between the two. I know when I previously did the ace dragon, I had some different textures and the diamond pattern that is associated with ace as well. So for this one, I wanted to mostly highlight that black triangle that's within the flag. And so that's going to be the primary, pattern that's going to be on this dragon. And so I carried that from the wings also into the beak. The beak and the horns I was thinking are in that triangle-like shape. They're not perfect triangles, but I'm trying to pay homage to that shape that's on the flag. And then I was trying to figure out how I wanted to do these colors, because like I said, I didn't want it to be too close to the original ace dragon, as well as this flag has different primary colors compared to the asexual flag. So this one, I would say the primary colors are the white, black, and gray, with kind of some highlights of the purple. So I was keeping that in mind when I was picking the chunks of color to go in the different parts of the dragon. I personally really liked having gray as the primary body color, and then having, like I said, those purple highlights here and there. And it kind of worked as if the belly of the dragon is almost like the stripe within the flag. So I think that coloring choice worked out really well. I also wanted to add a little bit of gradation to this one as well, because I didn't feel I had enough white. I wanted to add a bit more, and I thought it would look really cute to have one that has little paws, little socks on the dragon. So I wanted to do that for this one as well. And then I wanted to carry over more of the triangle shape. So I ended up adding stripes, because the base dragon that I had, I felt was a little bit too plain. I'm I feel it needs a little bit more. So I added some more texture through, not texture, but pattern, through adding the stripes on the arm and on the horns. And I'm that's perfect. That's just the right amount. It's not too much. And it's just a little bit more of adding that triangle shape around the whole dragon. So then after that, it was time to go through and add some shadow and highlights. Usually for these, when I pick a shadow color, it's one of the colors of the flag. This one was an easy choice. It was purple. I thought the purple would work really well for a shadow color in general. And then it kind of gives a similar color hue throughout everything to still relate to the original Demi flag. So now I'm going through and adding a couple darks to really add a little bit more depth to the shading. And I'll be going through and adding the highlights to kind of round out and finish up this dragon. So here we are wrapping up the Demi dragon. We're adding the last little bit of highlights. I really like how this one turned out. I actually started selling all of these dragons at Phoenix Comic-Con, and so far they've gotten a lot of great feedback. Quite a few people love this Demi dragon, so I hope you guys like it too. I'm very proud of this one. All right, next up, we're going to be doing the Polyamorous dragon. So I was working on this one on stream, and I was discussing with the community which flag to do. Because when I did Google the Polyamorous flag, I did see this original one, which is the blue, red, black with the gold pie symbol in the middle. But like, there's a new one that's more in the pastel colors. And I was like, I don't really know which one to do for sure when I was talking on stream, because it looked like the new one was pretty relatively new, that it hasn't, I don't know if it's been like as widely distributed, I guess. So I didn't know if I should do the original one or the new one. It was kind of a hard decision. So in the end, I decided on stream to do the original one, but I do end up recoloring this one so we have both the original and the new one. I just wanted to cover all bases because with the new flag coming out, you know, some people that might have identified as polyamorous before this new flag came out, you know, they might relate with this flag a little bit more. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone was included and could have whichever flag they jived with most. But also, the original polyamorous colors are so bold and awesome. I was really excited to do this for this dragon. I think what's been most fun about working with the pride flags is just the diversity in colors amongst all the different flags, because you have some that are more on like the ace spectrum that have those like grays and blacks and purples, and then others that are similar that have a different primary color to them with those grays and blacks. And then you have some that have a mix of different colors, you know, like with Bi, you have blue, purple, pink, and like Pan, you have the like more I guess neon colors with the pink, yellow, and light blue. So this one I felt was a little different than some of the other colors just because it was such a, I guess a primary color. I don't know another way to describe it, but I haven't really worked with a dragon yet for these flags that is like a very primary red or a very primary blue. You know what I mean? Like, they've been more in the pastel shades or like the neon shades. So this one, I was just kind of excited. I just love working with these kind of bold primary colors. So this one, I was really excited to dive into and work with those different colors. So for this one, I decided to do an Asian lung style body because when I was researching polyamorous, I also noticed another symbol that goes along with the flag is kind of like this infinity sign heart. Because with that body type, we can have it loop and kind of twist and turn around with itself to kind of replicate that infinity sign symbol. And I was just really excited to add that into here. I did a little bit more research after this about the infinity heart, and I have found out that it's not fully synonymous with polyamory. It is associated with it a lot from the looks of it, from the bit of research I found, but it's also a symbol that can be used for other queer identities or other people within the LGBT space, as well as it seems like it can just kind of be used to represent a lot of different things. It's just a very encompassing symbol. So, like I said, it's not 100% only a polyamorous symbol, but I thought the infinity still worked really well with the polyamory, and so I wanted to tie that in with this dragon. So I got the base colors figured out, but I felt again like this one needed a bit more detailing. So I wanted to add some cool gradients to the mane. I thought that would look really cool. And then I was thinking about like the scales having some type of shine or shimmer to them of the gold. And I absolutely love this. I have a brush that I think it's like a leaf brush, honestly, for like foliage. But it worked really well for a really cool scale patterning to go along the back. And then I wanted to add some more of like red and gold touches throughout the body to just really kind of bring the colors together in different parts of the design. I also really love the like horn choices I chose for this one. I think the, not the silhouette, but the portrait of this dragon is really cool. I really love the profile. That's the word I'm looking for. The profile of the dragon is really cool. I love the spiral horns plus the unicorn horn. I think honestly, this is my favorite of the new ones just because the design and like flow of this dragon, I was really jiving with, and I just love it. I think it's such a cool dragon, and it's probably one of my more proud pieces for the year, I guess, or I guess one of my favorites in terms of like a dragon design. So I really love this one. And even in the recolor, I really like it. It was really hard to choose because I was thinking to myself when I drew this one and then also recolored it to the new polyamorous flag, I was like, okay, I know I wanted to have like the option for either flag, you know, if people identify with the original or the new one. But I was like, should I print both? And then when I colored both of them, I'm like, actually, yeah, I like them both so much. I gotta have both of them available as stickers because they're just so cool. I love both of the colorings. And I think I just jive with this one the most because of those bold colors. I love using bold colors in my designs and my dragons and my creatures. So this was really fun to have something so bright and out there. And this guy looks like amazing. I just love this dragon design overall. So I'm just laying in the last bit of shadows and highlights as I wrap up this dragon. Like I said, I love how the poly dragon turned out. Probably my favorite of this series. All of them are great, but the poly one is awesome. So here is the original flag colors with the blue, red, black, and yellow. I thought this one was stunning. It's really bold. It's really cool. And I love this one. This was a really fun flag to work with. And then in terms of the compare and contrast, here is the new flag, which is in the more pastel-y colors with the light blue, pink, purple, white, and gold. So this one took a little bit more for me to recolor and figure out where I wanted to put the colors. But I think this one also looks as stunning as the other one. It gives me like Inuyasha character vibes. I don't know why, but I love it. And then next up, we're gonna do the Agender dragon. So for this one, I was kind of flipping through all of my other designs of the recent dragons for this one, and even the previous series of dragons. And I wanted to do something a little different. I noticed that I hadn't really like branched out in terms of dragon types. Like I've done like the Asian lungs, the more European dragons, and like wyverns, but I haven't really done a lot of like just plain drakes. And with that, I haven't really done drakes that are dinosaur inspired. And so I thought this would be perfect for Agender. I thought it'd be a really cool design, and it would give me a chance to highlight a cool gradient of the greens, whites, grays, and blacks on basically some really cool sails that are like dinosaur sails. I thought it would be really cool, and that was just like my initial gut idea, and I was like, oh, that would be awesome to have that and some spikes. And it's something I haven't done yet. Like I said, I'm trying to diversify these dragons. I don't want them to all be the same cookie cutter designs. So I was like, let's try something totally different, and I love this one so much. I think it turned out really cool with this overall body design and shape. It's going to be interesting doing the different flags that are on some of these color spectrums, because some of them share quite a few similar colors. And so I'm just trying to keep it diverse and different with their overall body shape. And with that too, I want to find different ways to highlight, I guess, the different amount of colors in each flag. So for this one, like I said, I wanted to do an interesting gradient from the black, gray, white, green. And so that's something I was keeping in mind for after I finished the line art. Since those are like kind of, no matter how you flip this flag, that's how the gradient is going to be. So I thought that would be a way to kind of, you know, have a nod to the original flag distribution of colors. So this one took a lot longer for line art just because I added a lot of little details, a lot of spikes, a lot of patterning on the stomach. So then I just get stuck in and I get this line art done. So now after getting the line art done, this was the part where I had to figure out the color. Like I said, I knew what I wanted to do with the sails, so I just put that in immediately. I'm like, this is gonna look really cool if we do it this way. And I already had it in my head of where I wanted to go with that. But then from here, this is where I struggled with the color a little bit because I was like, I don't know what I want to do for the body per se. I didn't want to make it black and I didn't really want to make it gray just because the sails, I think it would have taken away from the sails in general, having it either of those colors. So then I played around with some different greens. I kind of depart from the flag colors here and there when I make the dragons just to kind of aid in the look. And I usually try to keep it within the same like tonal value or like at least a similar color to what's on the flag. So basically I picked the green, pushed it a little bit more into the gray tones, and this is where we ended up with this main green body color. And I think this works out pretty well because this gets to highlight that really bright lime green that exists on the sails, but it's still within the green and gray color family that it still feels pretty cohesive with the flag colors in general. And having that darker color just helps that green pop so much. I don't know if I already said that, but it just helps it stand out, and it's so bright and awesome against this grayish green. And it also looks kind of dinosaurish. We make it a little more green, and it gives it an instant, like, more reptilian feel with that color choice. And then I wanted to go through and make the spikes black. I thought that would be a nice little, like, perfect color to use for the different spikes to match the horns. And then it was just time to get in and get some more detailing and color added to this creature. For this one as well, I did add the gradient on the feet. I thought that looked really cool, and adding the striping to it as well gave it even more of a dinosaur vibe. I just thought it worked really well, and it's going to help it pop out against the background that I did for the gradient of the flag colors. Because originally with the green, I mean, it would have worked, but I had a feeling when it printed, it might have been too close to the black behind it on the original circle. Looking back, I probably should have colored the line art of the feet a little different just to try to make it pop against the dark colors. And so I think I'm going to try to do that in a reprint of these where I make the line art at least not just straight black, but a slightly lighter color so you can see it against the black part of the gradient. So from here, it was just time to get through, do the rest of the shading, add our first layer of shading, and then we push it with some of the darker darks. And then we'll go through and add some highlights as well. right, so we're getting a little bit closer to the end of this dragon. I really like how this one turned out. For sure, for the future flag dragons, I'm going to have to add some more dinosaur ones because this one was really fun. Kind of broke the mold of a lot of the dinos that I had been doing. Wait, not dinos. A lot of the dragons I've been doing. So it will be really cool in the future to add some different types. I can already brainstorm a few that would be really cool, like Spinosaurus or maybe more of like a Stegosaurus, or even Triceratops would be really cool. That'd be awesome. Or like have it more, God, there's too many. There's too many to think of. So I'm just excited to do more of these dragons in the future and tackle a bunch more pride dragons. So I'm just excited to do more dinosaur ones in the future, but I hope you like this Agender dragon. I love it. But yeah, I'm going to try to add more dinosaur dragons in the future for these pride dragons. I'm just excited to add more of those. So if you can think of a flag that would go really well with a dinosaur theme, let me know. But yeah, either way, I love how this Agender one turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And then for the last two dragons, I am sorry to say, and I'm very bummed, but I do not have the recordings of either of them. So the first one that I did that I don't have a recording of is the non-binary dragon. I actually started this one on my iPad before I decided to come back and do videos. It was just like, I was trying to get back into our groove before recording videos. So sadly, I didn't record this one. I just got stuck into it and then realized probably should have recorded it. So there's no footage of this one. And then the second one that I don't have footage of, sadly, is the Genderfluid dragon. So for this one, unfortunately, all of the footage somehow got corrupted. I think it's when maybe my computer crashed. I did finish recording before my computer crashed, but it crashed like maybe 10 minutes later. So I don't know if something happened in that mix-up, but the footage of it is totally corrupted, and it's a huge bummer. But either way, here are the 5/6 new pride dragons, since we have 2 for Polyamorous. I really like how they all turned out. They're all available right now on both my Etsy and my website. So if you want to grab a couple of pride dragons here to commemorate the end of Pride, go ahead and check it out on KatelynMcCaigue.com/shop, or check out my Etsy down in the description. But yeah, I have a blast making these pride dragons. I think they're super fun to interpret both the colors of the flag and maybe some of the definition of the flag into my designs. So I would love to do more of these. Let me know what other flag you would like me to tackle in the future, or if you have one that you identify with, or you just think one that would make a really cool design, let me know down in the comments. But either way, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking out this video. It's nice to be back. I'm slowly coming back into doing YouTube videos, so you'll probably see a few more coming up pretty soon. But either way, thanks again, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.